these explanations to different people that, look, yes, our matches are played in Uyo as an airport, and that there's none of these teams that is coming for any of these matches, that the NFF hasn't worked hard enough to engage with the aviation authorities and agencies to get Uyo's airport cleared for their landing. There's none. Nigeria is not that kind of a country that would like to play the game and beat you, in the field of play and not create unnecessary difficulties technical just so to give us an advantage. So for the Libyan team, first they left Libya ahead of schedule. They came earlier than that had been planned between them and the NFF. And even when they found that they needed to do so, they preferred to relate more with their embassy in Nigeria than with the NFF. The NFF only got to know after they already airborne that they airborne en route Nigeria, and got to know even further the fact that they had decided to land, in Port Harcourt instead of Uyo, which was their agreed, point of entry. And when they found so, the NFF did not even sit back to say, okay, you've created problems. The NFF engaged in frantic logistic arrangements to accommodate, what that situation now offered, and went ahead to engage with the aviation authorities to be able to make it possible for their plane to fly from Port Harcourt to Uyo after landing. They got in, they landed, and the NFF told them what they had made, and they said that the arrangement they had was to drop them in rivers, in Port Harcourt, and that they were ready to go by road to Uyo.
So did we offer them to fly them from Port Harcourt to Uyo?
No. The arrangement was that you've come with a plane. The plane has arrived.
So why didn't they land in Uyo?
By themselves, they decided not to land in Uyo.
Why?
Now,
did we find out why?
One of the things I need to now, say, because it's not becoming obvious, that this team had, perfected, what game, we now got played when our team got to Libya. They tried to create problems at every step of the way when they came to Nigeria, and the NFF was involved in trying to solve those problems. Right? They preferred to land in Port Harcourt when the initial agreement was to land in Uyo. The NFF didn't let them on their own. The NFF was on ground when they landed in Port Harcourt and said, look, Uyo, you can still fly from Port Harcourt to Uyo. So why don't you get the aircraft to fly you to Uyo? And they declined, so they were going to go by road. Right? It was late. The NFF said that this is late. They insisted they were going to go by road through that late evening into the night. The NFF offered vehicles that were going to take them. They declined the use of the vehicles offered by the NFF and preferred to make their own arrangement. The NFF backed up that arrangement with security arrangements and protocols. They got to Uyo. They were lodged at the Le Méridien. Normally, by FIFA regulations or whatever, ahead of the match, they should be, the pitch will be available for them once. In this case, the pitch was available twice. Even after the match, and Nigerians watched the match and saw the hanky-panky that went on in the course of the match. Nigeria got lucky that we pulled a goal, close to the end of that match, right? And then even after the match, when they said they were going to stay in the country and leave on Sunday, they made a request for the NFF to assist them access to the plane, pitch so they can do their training. This was granted. Everything they requested for was done by the NFF. So for them to now wake up, it was a serious, dangerous afterthought. And then our team flies into Libya with an arrangement they were going to land in Benghazi. And then at the point they were for descent, they get a counter instruction, you cannot land here. The flight gets diverted without, attention given to whether they had enough fuel to take them to an airport that was about 300 kilometers out of Benghazi. I'm sure Nigerians have also, heard the pilot of that aircraft, right? An Arab pilot recounting what he had to go through. And then not only that, the point at which the authorities had diverted the plane, nobody was available to receive them. And then you leave a team stranded for upwards of about 16, 17 hours without contact, with no water, no food, heavily guarded. They couldn't leave, nobody could leave.
Is it that they stopped us from leaving, or we didn't have the transport to leave?
No, they stopped from leaving. They stopped the Nigerian team from leaving.
So they camped us into the airport.
That is why people have characterized it almost an hostage situation.
Has there been any explanation from the Libyan government? I know that there are those who will say, is it the Tripoli or the Benghazi government? Which one? I don't know which one we are relating with.
Unfortunately, we're only getting to now know. Most people are now getting to now know that about the different governments and which authority can you speak to, right?